Not content with having given us COVID, the Chinese decided to send us a second present. And in fact, this present is a balloon. It's almost as the Chinese said, listen, we sent you a present, and now we're sending you a little balloon on top of your present so you can be really grateful for what great guys we are. We like, creating global pandemics. And then we also top it off by sending you a mysterious balloon. Now, what is the point of this balloon? What are the Chinese even doing with it? There's actually a second balloon that is floating across Latin and South America. So there are at least two balloons. There have been some reports of a second balloon in America, but I've only been able to confirm one balloon. So one balloon and then one balloon in South America. Now, are these balloons spy satellites? Are they a prelude, as some people have suggested, to an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse, or some other form of Chinese attack? Are they merely a provocation? Hey, listen, we're going to send you a balloon. It's kind of like the way that a bully takes somebody in a playground and starts pushing him up against the wall or playing with his face. It's just a taunt. It's a way of testing the resolve and waiting to see if you're going to push back at all. Because if you don't, the bully realizes, oh, wow, I'm dealing here with a complete weakling. I can kind of get my way with him when I choose to escalate whenever I feel like it. So Biden apparently knew for about a week that there was this balloon. The balloon surfaced apparently originally in Alaska, and Biden got a briefing on it. There was Anthony Blinken. There was General Milley. So these guys were talking about this balloon, but they decided that they didn't want to interfere with Secretary of State Blinken's planned meeting with Xi in Beijing. And so they realized we don't want to spoil that. And also, I'm quite sure this is probably a somewhat more muted motive. We don't really want to embarrass the Chinese. And so we're not going to tell the American people. Now, this all changed when the balloon, which apparently drifted into Canadian airspace and then turned around and sort of came back into the United States, and it was over Montana, and the newspaper in Billings, Montana, the Billings Gazette, wrote an article about it and published photos of this floating orb. And so it was picked up in the national media. What is this? What's going on? And so Biden jumps into action, but he jumps into action not because there's a balloon. He was going to ignore the balloon. He jumps into action because, and there have been a couple of articles about this, quoting Biden officials, they were worried that Republicans would make hay of this. They were worried that Republicans would, get all over it and say Biden's weak on China, Biden's collected money from China, both of which, of course, are true. Biden wants to appease China. The Chinese are basically showing their kind of contemptuous lordship over the United States. And in fact, this is exactly what Republicans started to say. And then there was sort of a remarkable report coming out of the Pentagon, saying that, hey, stop criticizing Biden for the balloon. There were 3 balloons under Trump, three balloons traversing the United States. And right away, I thought to myself, this can't be right. First of all, the Trump people have denied it, and a long procession of people who are knowledgeable denied it. Richard Grenell denied it. Ratcliffe denied it, the former head of DNI, the intelligence agency. Even people hostile to Trump like John Bolton said, that's not true. That didn't really happen. But the reason we know it's not true, and when I kept reading these reports, a report in Forbes, a report in AP, 3 balloons, and I thought to myself, these are news sources. If 3 balloons were floating across the United States during Trump, why don't we see videos of them? Why weren't they in the news? Why can't we see videos of them now? And then I saw a very interesting article in CNN today, which basically says that the existence of these balloons under Trump was not discovered during the Trump years, but they only found out about it retroactively in the Biden years. And right there, I thought, this is such lying nonsense. And by the way, the Pentagon officials who have been saying this and who are finding their views echoed in Forbes and in AP are all anonymous. So we have to either take the anonymous word of the Pentagon, there were 3 balloons under Trump, or we've got to be a little more skeptical, which is very appropriate in this age of dishonesty, prevarication, and lying, and say, if there were 3 balloons making their way across the country, don't you think that innumerable people would have seen them? Don't you think that there would be innumerable videos of them? Don't you think media sources would have those videos? Wouldn't the Defense Department have those videos? Why haven't we seen any of them? And the answer is really simple. We haven't seen any of them because there were no such balloons, it seems. Or at least I keep an open mind. Maybe the video will surface today or tomorrow, but I don't think so. I've been putting it out on social media. Let's see the videos. Hey, AP, show us the videos. Hey, Forbes, show us the videos. Dead silence from these outlets because they don't have the videos. They're just going with the word of unnamed Pentagon officials for the simple reason that they get to shut down a Republican talking point this way.